Hey Space Watchers, and welcome here from Berlin. Today is the first German Day of Space. Something what we have put in the national space strategy of Germany to start it once and try to do it more often. And I have the great honor here today to talk with Alexander Schmidt. And Alexander is the founder or co-founder of one of the newest German startups in the space industry. Alexander, welcome to the Space Café Clip.
Thank you very much. It's an honor being here, actually a great opportunity. We've just founded 2 weeks ago, so basically hooray. We are super excited to become part of the space community right now and also part of like the whole industry.
Tell us what Orbint, what the company name is, stands for, and what you are doing.
Basically, Orbint is the short version for orbital intelligence, and what we are doing is a space-based signal intelligence satellite constellation, which we are providing for different users in the field, where we've seen that there's a big market gap right now.
So what does it mean? So what does it entail? I mean, as a startup, to talk about a constellation is a big thing. So what are your steps? And also, as you mentioned, we have a capability gap with signal intelligence in Germany or within Europe, so it is well placed. But tell us a bit more.
So basically, what our goals for the constellation is to have some kind of like low revisit times for detecting signals, identifying them, and then localizing them. Mm-hmm. And with that, we are also having constellation-wise kind of like a resilience, and that's something which is very important also for the end user. So we are here in a dual use case, basically meaning for the military, which it's going to be focused on at the very beginning, and then later on maybe also for the open market.
Are you talking about signals from Earth, so ground-based signals detection, or space-based signals?
That's a very good question, and I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit more. So basically what we're doing is we have the satellite information up there. Mm-hmm. So we've got a few satellites in one formation flying over the Earth, and then we've got like emitters from the ground, which could be GNSS jammers, which could be vessels, which could be normal satellite phones or something like this. And then with that one, we can, with the formation, localize where they are and basically also pinpoint if they're moving over time. And that's why we need a constellation for the revisit. And then, yes.
If we are looking 5 years, 10 years ahead, so where will Orbint be? So how many satellites are you thinking will be part of the constellation? Where will you be in the time frame?
That's a very tricky question, I'm honest. So basically, we can't specifically say how many satellites we are going to have in 2030 or 2033, because right now it's a very dynamic situation. I mean, what's obvious, we can't copy Starlink, so we can't go for 7,000 or more satellites in that sense. We are currently in simulations what's been the best repeat time which we're having, and then like one of the USPs which I would say we're having is that we have like on-orbit processing from the data. So if we get the data like from the emitter, we can basically make on-orbit processing and then have a very small amount of data which we can then in near real-time downlink for the end user. And basically this is very crucial specifically for the military, because they want to have the situational awareness. They want to know where exactly what is, and they want to have that also. And this is what's very important from a national company.
Absolutely.
And therefore we are seeing to be where we're going into the market gap as that USP basically.
I would phrase it well placed.
Well placed.
Great.
Best fit.
Alexander,
thanks.
Thank you very much for your time and good luck with Orbint, and I'm quite sure we will hear from them and about them very soon in the future again. With that, Space Watch out.